What's going on, rock stars? Welcome back to another episode of The 1% Life. I'm your host, peak performance coach and trainer to the 1%, Joanie Dillon. And oh my goodness, am I so pumped to do take two of this episode. Man, sometimes life just does not work out like you think, does it not? Right? And we got to own it. Mercury's in retrograde, and still I didn't check my devices. Last night I streamed for you guys for 25 minutes if you saw me in the Facebook groups, and it was like no sound. So we're doing it again, and my intention was, man, that was just such a good episode. I'm going to make it even better. Okay, that's the intention. So rock stars, before I forget, oh my goodness, you want to know why I'm so fired up? Because Monday, October 19th, we begin the Get Primed Challenge, where I am going to be coaching and mentoring you to tap into the power of your subconscious mind. That's right. So you can sell more deals, more sales, more of your product, service, or somebody else's, whatever it is that you sell, than you have ever thought possible in a record time, like in record time. So if you're looking to crunch time right now because maybe you've lost some income this year. By the way, can anybody relate to that? Losing income, losing customers, not even having many of you lost. Gosh, my industry, 95% of the people without a job pretty much overnight, right? Maybe you were impacted by that. And if that's the case, then this challenge is for you. Because here's what I want you to know. If you have not been listening to the 1% Live show, if you have not been listening to my lives, you have been missing me talk about this or reading my emails, this very critical component. Games are won in the fourth quarter. Let's just say that in a different way. Super Bowls are won in the fourth quarter. Super Bowl champions are made in the fourth quarter. When is that, rock stars? It's right now. So join us at the www.getprimedchallenge.com. It's getprimedchallenge.com. Bring your friends, bring your colleagues, bring your team, bring everybody. I am so committed to helping you break through that thing, the reasons, the excuses as to why you believe you cannot achieve your goals, your sales goals, your income goals, your revenue goals, whatever it is, this year in 2020. Everybody talking about, let's write off 2020, it's a wash. F that mess, okay? Excuse my mouth, but F that mess. We're here to take it back, to take back the reins, and I want you to join me because I want to help you to get there. So I'm doing this challenge for free. Now, you can join us backstage if you choose to, which I do recommend that you do, because we'll be doing some extra coaching and live Q&A hot seats that you can, just Q&As. So you can get in to tap in, help me specifically help you backstage, fine tune your subconscious mind so you can sell more and sell bigger deals than you've ever sold before. So that's what we're doing. And if you've never been part of one of my challenges before, then, oh my God, is this not the right time? It is. So go to getprimedchallenge.com. Let's get into this. So much to talk about today. And you might want to click the link in here somewhere if, that didn't make sense. But getprimedchallenge.com is the actual website. So let's get into this. This is actually part 4 rather, of this series, Small Tweaks to your sales that you can make to really have a huge impact on your bottom line. And today I want to really take this deeper and talk about the essential number one missing component right now to sell during times of crises. That's what we're talking about. So if you feel like, rockstar, that you've been having a hard time connecting with people, your potential buyers, there's just like this disconnect for some reason, like maybe they're just not quite getting the problem or the pain. So let me give you some background. 2 nights ago, I had one of my mastermind calls. I lead a mastermind with these badass women, who are the top 1% of their industries. They're incredible, okay? And these women are so committed to their growth, their next level success, that one of them, they get very vulnerable and they're like, hey, I've been dealing with this challenge, or I've been getting this objection, this reason, this excuse from people, and I just don't know how to overcome it. And sometimes that's what we talk about, right? And the other day, we were talking about people not connecting to their pain. So one of the gals in the tribe, she says, I'm getting a lot of people who I feel like they're so disconnected from their problem that they have, from their pain. How do I deal with this? And so, of course, I'm asking a bunch of questions, like, is this an isolated thing? Like, when you say a bunch of people, how many? And is this showing up in different ways? Yes, it is. Okay. So here's what I want to talk to you about. And this is not the number one essential component to selling during crises yet. But it's where so many people fail, contrary to what they believe. See, most people think that they build rapport, that thing called rapport, that you're like, oh yeah, rapport is easy. Oh, I can build rapport. And like that, if you're in sales, you probably agree with me and say building rapport is probably the easiest thing for you to do. Is it not? Oop, got to plug in. And with that being said, here's what I have found. Over the years that I have been coaching people, from literally not selling, broke, struggling to even pay bills, to the top 1% of their industries in record time, what I have found is that everybody who says they build really good rapport, they do not. The reason you're not getting the answers that you really need to get, the reason that they're not revealing the goods, is because you are not quite in rapport yet, or you've fallen out of rapport. And people believe that rapport, once you build it, once you establish it, once you compliment their shirt, or, the thing that you know about them, the college they went to, whatever that is, I am in such good rapport. Wrong. You can fall in and out of rapport, and you can fall out of rapport and never get back into rapport. Anybody ever felt where things were going so smooth, and then all of a sudden you start transitioning towards money, and it's like, boom, walls. They're not listening anymore. That is falling out of rapport. Okay, so we got to learn how to get back into rapport. So I wanted to mention that because if you think that you're not getting the answers that you're looking for, or they're just like, maybe they're not going deep enough, they're not connecting to their pain. One of the problems, most likely, the first thing you want to check is, am I in rapport right now? Am I in rapport? Now, the second thing is this. And again, this is still not the number one essential component to selling during times of crises. The second thing is, are they problem aware? Many of your potential buyers are coming to you problem unaware. Okay, what does that mean? They have no idea they have a problem. It is your job to reveal to them, to communicate to them that you have a problem. They are not coming in going, I have a problem, I need you to fix it. Like you go to the doctor, I got a problem, doc. I may not know what it is, but I know I got a problem. I need you to fix it. Doc finds the problem. Hopefully he fixes it, right? That's not what happens here. How many times you have potential buyers come to you and they're just like, they don't even know why they're connecting. I guess if they're looking for a house, that's very different. If you're in the real estate market, they probably know they have a problem. They need to sell their house, buy a new house, or they want to, right? So the problem's obvious in certain industries, I suppose. And with that being said, many of you guys have clients who just don't even know that their problem exists. Like there's a next level problem that exists potentially, and they're so ignorant to it that how do you sell them into the solution to the problem that you see? It's so glaringly obvious, but they cannot see it. So you got to make them problem aware. Now, problem aware versus problem unaware. Some of them coming to you very freaking aware. You will not get to making them problem aware if they're unaware without being in rapport. You just will not. They won't listen to you. Imagine having a child, and you take this child and you meet a total stranger, and that stranger just starts, oh my God, your child, it's just like, oh, something's wrong with her or him. Like the way that she looks and that, like, you're instantly defensive. You are so defensive. So what happens is that many times sales peeps start bashing on the thing that's going on in their world, their product that they currently own, or the version of it that they own, or maybe it's just them in particular, and they're not in a deep enough rapport to actually even do that or go there, right? So that's really, really crucial. And I hope that you get that. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I want to get into that number one thing, that essential component to selling during times of crises. So as we started digging into this deeper, we had a really good session on this one topic in particular during the call the other night. What was coming out of this call was this, and this was so obvious to me, that this is where people are missing right now. So guys, if you don't know this, yes, I'm a coach. Yes, I'm a trainer to the 1%. Yes, I help people break through all kinds of mental blocks and barriers and surpass their ceiling they didn't even know was possible to surpass, to be incredible at what they do, to serve in a greater way, to sell more than they ever dreamt possible. And I'm a marketer before I'm a trainer. I'm a marketer before I'm a coach. I'm a marketer first. So if I do not know how to get the attention, grab the attention of somebody, you, for example, who has a problem that you may be unaware of, how will I expect to help you with that problem that you don't even know exists, that you may not know exists? Or maybe it exists, but you don't even know that I can help you because you don't know anything about me. I got to grab your attention. So I'm a marketer first. I have to put on that marketer's hat. Now, here's the problem. Most people will put on their sales hat and push through the thing. As a marketer, I have to meet you, meet my clients, meet my ideal clients, meet the market where they're at. I can't come in and start talking about some random benefits and crap if I don't understand your problems and your pain, if I don't understand what you're going through. This is the thing. You need to meet people where they are at. You have got to meet them in the conversation before you can move them. If you don't meet them where they're at, you'll never be able to move them. So that's super critical. Is if you're having a hard time connecting with people and getting through to them right now, I want you to understand the psychology of people right now. In general, I'm making massive generalizations on the population of the world at whole right now, okay? So understand that. Not everybody is this way. And about 0.001% most likely have the ability to think differently right now, to see the world differently. And yeah, you're like, just some crazy stuff going on. The big C, we're calling it like the big C and all the crazy that comes with that. And there's a very small percentage of the population who is trained highly enough to recognize what's happening and to know how to think and to create their own reality, okay? Not getting into that specifically today, but my point being is that majority of the world's population is extremely impacted by what's going on in the world right now. What is a topic of conversation? If it's not the elections, it's the big C and how that's impacting their life. Let me give you a situation that happened the other night. I get on a call with a couple of my best friends who I haven't had a call with them I've moved out here end of August. I've seen one of my best friends literally twice since February 1st week. Twice since the first week of February. She just had a baby in January, I think. And I literally saw her twice since then. Now, do you think that's normal? No. Number one, I have to respect her model of the world. I'd be hanging out with her all the time if I still lived in Seattle, right? But I have to respect her model of the world. And her model of the world is I can't see you, or if I do see you, it's from 6 feet away. And it took her like 5 months to get there to where it was even that. So most people, imagine what happens when you isolate yourself, you quarantine yourself, you put, or maybe not intentionally, but the world's telling you, the world, the media, every government official, things in the airport, wherever you are, there's signs and things, be safe, watch out, the big C is going to get you, right? What is that doing? If you don't know how to think, what is that doing to your mind? If you don't know how to think critically and see what's really going on. Well, most people are very negatively impacted by this, okay? I'm not discrediting anybody who's been sick. Look, I get it. There are some illnesses out there for sure. I'm talking to you about bigger picture. I want you to chunk up, get out of your stuff, chunk it up. What's going on with people? They're not dealing with their negative emotions. They're cramped in a household with people that normally they wouldn't see for 16 hours a day, right? Now, all of a sudden, you're putting me in this tiny house or this house period with the man I already wasn't getting along with, or the woman that I already couldn't stand, or my kids who are driving me crazy because they're teenagers and now they're not even able to see their friends. Are you kidding me? This is what's happening in the minds. Well, this is what's going on rather. Now, what's going on in the minds of that person? What is the psychology of the individual who has been stuck in quarantine for months and months and months? They're not going to restaurants. They're not going to stores. Majority of the people out there, and they're not being sold to. They're not really being sold to. Unless you're an online buyer like me and you buy a lot of stuff online, you're constantly being marketed to, but there's not a human connection right there. It's very different. What's going on in the psychology of most people out there is there's a lot of unresolved negative emotions because most of the world does not know how to deal with that crap. They suppress it, they put a Band-Aid on it, and guess what? Next day something else happens, later on in the day something else happens, and the thing adds up, adds up, adds up, and there's this big callus underneath the wound, right? It's just like this callus is just covering it up, that thing underneath. I want you to get this. The presenting problem of your potential buyers is never the real problem. The presenting problem is never what we call the root problem. Your job is to look for the root problem, the problem beneath the problems. If somebody comes to me and says, you know, for what's a good problem that they could be experiencing right now, Joanie, I'm not closing any deals. The problem is not that they're not closing any deals. The problem is all the thing underneath all the layers of that, right? When you look at an iceberg, what do you see? 10% of the iceberg. There's 90% of the iceberg underneath the water. That is what you're looking for. That, my friends, is the problem. And if you don't identify that problem, you'll never be able to just simply plop a Band-Aid on there and cover it up. That's what your clients want to do. They want to leave and put a Band-Aid on the problem that is not the real problem and think that their problem is going to go away. Who can relate? Who understands what I'm talking about right now? Your job is to meet them in the conversation first with what is going on. The number one essential component to selling during crises is to create that human connection and immediately show empathy for what they have experienced since the beginning of the big C. Because their minds aren't right. They're hurting. They're suffering. And there's things that have simply had a Band-Aid put on top. And if you think that you can just go and talk about product, you're missing the ability to help change these people's lives, the ability to connect. People need human connection right now more than ever. Who listening right now? Maybe you need human connection more than ever. And it's not even a laughing matter. This is real stuff, you guys. Our souls have disconnected from one another. We are so disconnected from the human species right now because we're afraid that somebody's carrying something. We're afraid that if I get an inch closer, I might catch the something. We're afraid, overall, not everybody, we're afraid of all the things that have completely destroyed, and hopefully we can recover this, humanity, and is in the process of destroying humanity unless we decide to seize it back. And one of the ways that you can do that is to create human connection when you are in these conversations with people. I don't even mean on the sales table or on your phone calls. I mean in life, period. But if you're going to sell them something, you've got to touch their heart first. You've got to get into the pain of what's been happening. I'm going to give you a couple questions that'll help you. First of all, does this make sense? I want to know that this is making sense for you. Type it in the comments below. If somebody needs to hear this, share this out to them. Whatever you need to do, because if you want to sell right now, people are buying, but people are buying from people who are hearing them. And if they're not being heard, they will not buy from you. So listen to them, hear their heart, feel their heart, sit with them in their pain. That has nothing to do with the thing you're trying to sell them potentially. It might, but most likely not. And I want you to ask them questions like this. First of all, show a genuine curiosity for how their human experience has been since the big C began. And I want you to ask people, ask the person you're communicating with, talk to me. How has this experience been for you? How has this experience impacted you? When this first began, what was it like for you? What since evolved for you? Right? Ask them these questions. Who's taking it the hardest in your family? Tell me more. Who else? How has that impacted you, mom? How has that impacted you as the daughter, the sister, the whoever? How have you been dealing with this? What's your outlet been? What's your biggest challenge? When you start asking these questions, Rockstar, guess what happens? The heart that has been locked up for many people right now, millions of people most likely. I don't even believe that's an exaggeration. I really do believe that's true. Has been locked up, for many chained up. It's been completely calloused over because there's deep wounds inside. There's deep wounds inside. And those wounds most likely didn't start during the big C. They started before, well before. But this compacted it and compounded it and has made it worse. So when you can do what I just said and connect with them in that way, you have allowed them to begin to open their heart. And that, my friends, is where the sale is made. And only then can you lead them to where you want them to be. Only then will they listen to you when you start bad-mouthing their baby or criticizing their baby, the thing that has been their safety blanket perhaps for so long, the thing that has kept them safe and warm and stuck. Only then will they listen to you. So before you can badmouth the baby, you've got to show empathy. So Rockstar, I hope that you found value in this. And if this was valuable for you and you want to go deeper into this conversation and many more, to how to really begin to sell at a level that you have never thought possible, especially right now in the new world era that we have entered into, it's only getting crazier. Then join us in the upcoming Get Primed Challenge. It's free to join. I want to help you. Every day is a different theme, from talking about your prosperous mind to your resourceful mind. I'm teaching you how to tap into the power of your subconscious mind so that you can leverage their subconscious mind, so you can work with your potential buyer's subconscious mind to get them out of their fears, to get them out of their stories that are keeping them stuck. The same stories that are keeping you stuck are keeping them stuck. And I'm going to help you break through all of that when you join us in the 7 days online, 1 to 2 hours a day. I'm coaching you in the evenings. You can catch the replays again if you miss them live, but join us live at getprimechallenge.com. Join us if now's your time to crush your sales goals that maybe you'd given up on, and to end 2020 at your prime. Let's get it. All right, Rockstars, get out there. Share this message for those who need to hear it. Share it with your team. Share it with whoever just needs to receive this today. And join us in this upcoming challenge. We begin Monday. Oh my God, I'm so pumped. I'm going to be coaching you. It's going to be fire. The vibes are going to be off the hook. You're going to love it. So join us at getprimechallenge.com. We'll see you in there. It's free. Peace.